I'm here with Kimmo, who is the Director General of GTK, and we're going to be talking about sustainable resource use. So, Kimmo, thank you so much for coming and joining us here today.
My pleasure, Sarah.
I know that you're in the middle of a trip where you've been talking a lot about sustainable resource use. Would you like to just give us an overview as to what it is you've been doing?
That's very true. Actually, I spent 3 days in Dubai because World Economic Forum has global future councils, and one of those councils is focusing on sustainable resource use. And we had in-person meeting there, discussing a couple of days about the issue, how to improve the sustainability of in resource use.
And so when you're talking about resources, what's the breadth of that? Are we just talking about raw materials, or is it broader than that?
Well, we were focusing on, let's say, mineral resources, and the key thing was that the energy transition needs a lot of materials, and how we can fulfill the needs of energy transition, the mineral needs of energy transition. That was the core point of the discussions.
And so with that, obviously, we need the energy transition to really start kicking in as fast as possible. What were some of the main nuggets of discussion with regards to the role of raw materials and the sustainable use of them?
Yeah, the discussion covered very many kind of areas because there are experts from very many areas get together in those global future councils. And the first recognition is that, to tackle climate change we need energy transition, and to do that we need materials. So far so good. But then of course there's a threat that if we need a lot of new materials, does it mean that mining will explode? Or can we also get part of those resources from recycling and circular economy solutions? And then if we will open a lot of new mines to get critical raw materials for energy transition, what kind of social and environmental effects they have, how to improve the sustainability of mining, and also the social issues, so that many representatives, for example, from Africa, said it very straight that it's not fair if our children are killed because of electric vehicles are needed in Western Europe or Northern America. So many kind of issues, but I think that it's very fruitful to have that kind of conversations to develop the resource sector forward.
I think the conversations are absolutely vital for us to be able to get those challenges out on the table. So was the conversation mostly about understanding those issues and those challenges, or did you also manage to get as far as some of the solutions and some of the practical changes perhaps that need to be made?
The period that we are working is about 2 years period, this Global Future Council, and of course the idea is that we can bring also solutions for decision makers and companies working in this field. And we started, of course, to create the most urgent challenges and problems, and also started to find those solutions. And this work continues, and we just picked the most important issues on the table. And I'm very, very interested to continue that work, and hopefully we can really present some new ideas as well when that's done. And that's to improving the sustainability. It's never done, so we can just take steps forward, but it's the target is somewhere there.
Somewhere in the future, isn't it? And can you share any of those specific challenges that you prioritized?
So I start from the circular economy, because that was very much discussed. It's partial solution, but of course you can recycle only material that exists, and we are missing a lot of critical raw materials. They are not yet available. But anyway, starting from old tailings, that I know that it's familiar subject for you too. It's not only that if we find some valuables and remine, and then we cut perhaps 2% of the huge mass and make use of that, it's not enough. The target must be higher so that we can at the same time really remarkably reduce the amount of waste. And that's not to reprocess metals. It must be there must be some other uses, and to do that we need industrial ecosystems, that companies from different sectors come to work together to solve this problem. And actually it's all the same when we are thinking founding new mine, when we are looking for the future. Once you open new mine, there's great need to design out waste. So design the process in a way that it's not only taking the metals, but trying to find, can we use the tailings, and can we use the geopolymers? Can we find some fractions that may be used for carbon capturing? And what kind of materials there are altogether available? It's not just these metals. And if we can create that kind of concept, that mining really really design out waste same time when we are producing those valuable metals with other companies, to create those ecosystems, then we have improved the material efficiency of natural resource use remarkably.
I'm loving that concept of the ecosystem of different companies, different industries, different stakeholders coming together, and also valuing everything that's in that parcel of land. With regards to that, do you see that it's the mining companies that need to convene that ecosystem, or is it a different stakeholder who could bring everybody together? Because I guess mining is only one bit in that value chain.
That's very true. Mining is only one bit, and their interest is, of course, to get those metals that are their core business. So, but how we can bring different companies working on the same area and find the best possible solutions that works exactly with this material and in the location where the mine is, because many of the possible uses of the other fractions of extracted material, it's relying on, can we find the use for them within suitable distance?
Yeah.
And that's interesting because it makes each single mining place unique. What kind of ecosystem could be planned and built there, and what kind of companies can make profitable business in the same area? But it's important that they work together, because if we just go that, okay, let's mine first and then someone will come and do something with the waste, it's also the regulation issue. If some material is classified as waste, it makes much more more difficult to make use of it. But if we don't classify it waste, if the companies work together within the same fences and make use of different fractions, then it may be also possible in the sense of from the perspective of legislation and permitting that kind of issues. So there's a lot to develop in this concept, that industrial ecosystem design out waste.
So from your position with regards to GTK, so the survey, the geological survey for Finland, what do you see the role of a geological survey as being within that ecosystem?
So of course we have the geological expertise, and we can figure out about the structure of the material and different fractions and what kind of uses there are possible for them. So that's like the creating the basis and giving the information. But like GTK, we are, let's say, International Geoscientific Research Institute, so we do much more things than just this geological survey part. But we are very willing to build this concept that I described together with other partners, no matter in which corner of the world we can find them. And it was very nice to find very similar kind of thinking within this Global Future Council members, no matter if they were representing academia or business.
So your final call to action then with regards to making all of this a reality, because you paint a beautiful vision that's here, what do we need to do to make it a reality?
We will return that to in our next meeting and next interview. So I'm calling persons and companies and universities who share this vision that we should just come together and describe this concept and try to get some demonstrations. So these ideas, we must show that it's also a profitable way. If it's just an idea, who will invest hundreds of millions on that? We must be able to show that, have that kind of demonstrations and where it works. And actually, representative from Queensland University in that council, she told about the things that they have done somewhere in Brazil, that they have done this kind of piloting work, and that's needed every corner of the work. That's one big story of the Global Future Council, but then of course there are some other issues like how to improve the social sustainability, how to improve the transparency of mining, and many kind of aspects so that it could be possible to get all that material for green transition.
Brilliant. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but really fantastic that all of those different brains, all those different stakeholders with their own perceptions coming together to discuss the challenges and then point their fingers at some of those solutions. Kimmo, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah.